No oil, with oil.
Dude, everything about this plate is off the chart.
Maybe I'll make this the beginning of the video. Yeah, probably. Today I thought we'd have a little fun and make something from my childhood that I have fond memories of, but I'm gonna turn it plant-based. Look at you, little bear. So cute.
You owe me big time.
200 Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Aubergine or eggplant, 1 incision right down the middle. Salt the pan, place these on top. Like that. Pop these in. And I'm gonna check them in like 15 minutes because I want them just soft enough, and we'll let them cool and then we'll be able to scoop them out. Set the timer for 15 minutes. You look so cute, little bear. Thank you. It went 15 minutes, but I had to give them another 5 minutes, so let's check these out. What I'm looking for, they're hot, so I'm not gonna handle them too much, but I want that little wrinkly bit. You see that? See how wrinkly they look? So once I know that that's happened, they're most likely gonna be done enough for what I'm looking for here. I'm gonna let them sit, but I want them to steam themselves and get completely cool. See what it looks like here? Still really, really hot. And in the meantime, baby potatoes. And they're no bigger than the palm of my hand. And these I'm just gonna cut into wedges. In the water. So the reason why I want to put them in the water is, one, I don't want them to oxidize. I don't want them to turn any color. Plus, I'm gonna just bring them to a boil and then shut it off. I do it several different ways where you can just toss this into some marinade and seasonings and pop it on a sheet pan if you want to be quick about it. But I like to just parboil them first, let them cool down, sit in the water. It gives me time to make the rest of the stuff. But I also like that it gives it an extra crispy bit on the outside, and that's what I'm looking for. Salt that water. Coming to a boil, I'm just shutting this off. A little bit of cold water, cool them down quick. And then I'll let them sit and dry in this while I make the marinade. Potatoes, we're gonna do like a buffalo style. So I'm gonna use vegan butter. I'm gonna probably use, I promise I'll make it up to you. I promise. I know what you're gonna say. In the beginning, I show oil versus no oil. So I'm showing 2 ways to do it. All the people who don't want to have any extra added oil or fats, just don't add them. There are techniques. I don't always show them all the time, but I try because I know it's healthier and I would like to eat more like that. But I also need to be creative and I want to help people eat more plant-based. The whole healthy extreme brings up a whole new topic. Whenever somebody says something's unhealthy to me, I say, compared to what? My baseline foundation for what's healthy and what's not healthy is any plant-based product, vegan product is healthier than the animal alternative. Hands down, whether it's processed or not, especially for the animals. A plant-based burger compared to a regular animal burger, a plant-based burger every day. I don't care how processed it is. People go on about saying tofu's bad for me. There's estrogen in it. No, like do some research. Watch the film Game Changers. That's a good one and it's very easy to understand. It's a phytoestrogen. It's the good estrogen that's in soy. The bad estrogen is in animal products. My last gripe, if you have to take medication to eat the diet you're eating or the food that you're eating, there's something wrong. Also, where there's mayo in any of this, because we make a couple of sauces and I use a little bit of mayo, vegan mayo, you can always substitute yogurt. And if you don't want to buy yogurt, then make your own. You can make it out of cashews and whatnot. I've seen a whole bunch of people doing that. I've done it, but I haven't done a video about it yet. What I tend to share and show is what I know works. Maybe I'll do some experimenting in the future. Anyways, if there's something you'd like me to experiment with, write it in the comments. I appreciate all the support. Frankie does too. Now back. I love you, little bear. I love you. It's like this much, about 2 tablespoons. And I need that melted, so I'm just gonna pop it in the microwave. I usually cover with paper towel. Keeps it from splattering, just to melt it enough. Now for the sauces, I have a little bit of Frank's Red Hot and some of this Nando Peri hot sauce, just hot sauces, because I want to do more like a buffalo style. So there's only about a quarter cup in that, and then this one, same amount, it's probably about half. And it looks like it's about 1 cup total. And you can use any hot sauce you want. If I had sriracha, I'd use that. Butter, add it slowly and whisk it in. So it emulsifies a little bit. Pinch of granulated garlic, pinch of salt, pinch of black pepper. Just gonna add them right to it. Mix them together. I'll let them sit like this for a little while. Toss them every now and again and let them cool down. But this will be one of the sides, and every single thing we make is gonna be packed with flavor. On its own, it's gonna taste delicious. And together, it's gonna make an amazing meal. All right, so next, we're gonna make a little bit of a slaw. A couple carrots, half a red onion, half of this red cabbage. I'm just gonna peel the exterior, just the one layer. You can just get rid of that. And I'm just gonna cut it in half. Shave it thin as you can into thin noodle strips. Nice and pretty. Right in the bowl. The red onion, just take off the ends. Break it all up. For the carrots, I'm just gonna wash them. I'm not gonna peel them. I think it's a waste of time to peel it. Just wash them. And I'm just gonna grate them. Stem on to give me a handle when it gets low. And I'm just gonna grate these in. So that's all we got. The dressing, I'm gonna use vegan mayonnaise here, like 2 tablespoons. Some apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons. Now, normally I would add sugar, but I have a little bit of date syrup left. I'm gonna use about 1.5 tablespoons. Make sure I get all of it out. Some Coleman's mustard, like 1/2 teaspoon. I don't feel like it's a coleslaw unless it has celery salt in it, that much. So it's like pinch of salt, pinch of black pepper. I could use a whisk. See, it's nice and saucy. Yum. So it's not overly sweet because we're using the date syrup. But if you wanted it sweeter, you just add either icing sugar, powdered sugar. You can use regular sugar too, but you just need to let it dissolve so it doesn't have those greens in it. This is nice and good with the date syrup. It makes it a little richer. Rubber spatula is always good. And then just stir it in. I'm loving the purple and the orange colors, but I think it needs something else. A little bit of coriander or cilantro, and then I have some dill. So I'm just gonna take these 2, maybe not this big piece of lumber, just a quick chop. So give it that nice, fresh garden flavor right to it. I'm gonna put it in the fridge and let it chill down. All right, next is for Frank's. He gets a peanut butter filled Kong. She reminds me when it's time.
You're late.
Have you been a good girl? Can you kiss? Good girl. I'm gonna make my own version of a tartar sauce. I'm gonna start with a little bit of dill, a teaspoon of capers, and I have some pickles, a good amount, a couple tablespoons. Gonna drain that juice into this bowl here, because we'll use that. So it's the dill, pickles, and the capers. As fine as I can with my knife. And add them right to this bowl. Also to that amazing mixture, I'm gonna add these green onions. At the bottom, these seem like they've seen better days. Just take off the wimpy parts and quick dice. And these ones look dirty. Right into the little basket. Quick wipe at the station. Gonna let them sit and drip dry for a minute. Use that vegan mayonnaise again. 4 tablespoons. And I have a lemon. I'm gonna add the green onions, pinch of salt, pinch of black pepper. I'll give it a try. Yum. It does need to be thicker though. So to make it thicker, I don't want to add any more oil, I don't want to add any more mayonnaise, but I do have some yogurt, some vegan yogurt. So good, maybe 2 tablespoons full. Now it's nice and thick. Yes. Oh, it's delicious. Just gonna pop this right in the refrigerator, let it cool down. All right, next, we're gonna take care of these. They've been sitting, they're nice and cool, ready to work with. tablespoon, pierce the end like this, and then try to get under. You don't want to break the skin, so you just be a little bit careful. But if you cut around it with the spoon, so not a knife, because you just want to get the innards, the guts. So we're gutting them. And if you get a little bit of the skin, that's okay. But if you do get the skin on it and you don't want it on there, just fillet it off. Looks like this. And I just do that with all of them. Mostly don't want the skin because I want it to look more fish-like. That one was easy. See, some are really easy. Some are a little bit more difficult. There you go. These are the fillets, yeah. So if I had a restaurant, or when I have a restaurant again, these are gonna be, they're super easy to make. And you can cut them, you can make fingers, we can do smelt-like dishes with, great way to use aubergine, eggplant.
There's a cat out there.
Okay, so for the wet mixture, I'm just gonna grab a bowl, I have some oat milk here. You could use soy, you could use any kind of plant-based milk you want. I'm just gonna add a couple cups to that. Capful or two of apple cider vinegar. Quick whisk, set it aside. Because I'm gonna do wet, dry, wet, dry. A little bit of flour. It's probably about a cup of flour. Cornstarch, you can use any kind of starch you want. Potato starch, cornstarch, rice starch, tapioca starch, whatever you want. Onion powder. Probably gonna use a good tablespoon. Old Bay. It's hard to find around here, but I did find some. And anytime I do any kind of seafood dish, I tend to use this just because it's what I grew up with. Dang it, I'm all out. I have about a tablespoon. Tablespoon of salt and black pepper. And dry whisk for the final dry mix. So I have some panko breadcrumbs here, right? If I don't use it, I'll save it. This isn't an animal product. There's no cross-contamination, so. Just make sure I have plenty. And then I have some dried parsley. It's about a quarter cup in there. Garlic granulated. I'm gonna use about a teaspoon of salt, tablespoon of black pepper. I have these nori sheets. Frankie and I eat them. I'm gonna dice these up. All right, last but not least, I have a lemon. I'm just gonna zest this lemon. Save the lemon for later. Quick dice. That nice little lemony flavor right into the batter itself. What we have already now, potatoes. We still need to roast them in the oven, yeah? I have the aubergine fillet. We have our breading, our tartar sauce, and we have our coleslaw. Preheat the oven back to 200 degrees Celsius, and then spread them out. And they've been sitting in that marinade all morning. Just gonna pop these in. Serious sweetheart, set the timer for 30 minutes. Cook them off now, and then I'll have them all ready to go when we need them. All right, it's been 30 minutes. They look great. Aubergine fillets. So cool. It even looks like a fish. And now for an experiment, I'm gonna take two. 1, 2, maybe 3. I'll bake those 3. All you guys who prefer not to use any oil are gonna wanna see it. I don't have an air fryer, so I don't know what that's gonna be like. You could make all this and then pop it in the air fryer and see if that works for you. But I'm gonna do it old school on the cast iron. Potatoes in the oven, and the ones we're gonna experiment baking with no oil. I'm gonna add a nice layer of oil to cover the bottom of the pan. So the method for the fillets, you can adapt this method to any flavor you want. It doesn't have to be this fishy flavor that we're doing with the nori. You could make it into whatever flavor you want. It's a really good technique. I'm trying to show and share the techniques, and you guys take it and make what you want and make them awesome. This is a really fantastic technique and method with this one vegetable. Just gonna gently lay the fillets down. Gonna let them sit on this little paper plate for a minute and then put them back on the pan. Gorgeous. You can see the baked ones are coming out nicely. They're just not gonna have as much color, but I bet you the flavor will still be there. Put them back in the oven. Look at that. Amazing. I'm gonna pop these back in the oven to reheat them when I'm ready to eat. Take this off.
I love you, Dad.
Quick wipe around. And that's it. Easy cleanup. Ready for the next time. So you got the pan fried, you have the oven baked. Also look amazing, and the difference being no oil with oil. Obviously there's differences, but we'll tell. I don't think there'll be too much difference in crunch and texture. Or maybe this one will be a little bit more crunchy. We'll see. We got the baked one. And the skillet one. Skillet. Baked. The baked one first. Yum. Now we're going to try the skillet one. They're both delicious. Honestly, they're both delicious. I think the one in the skillet, cooked in the skillet with a little bit of oil, looks a lot better. Presentation is amazing. It's got that golden brown, that craveability. When you look at it, you just want to dive in. Whereas the other one, the baked one, looks like something from maybe what I might have eaten at one of my friend's parents' house during the 80s or something. The flavor's there, but it doesn't look that great. So you decide if you want to eat healthier, do the baked one. If you want to do it more restaurant style, this one. They're both awesome though. As far as flavors go, I get a little bit of the nori sheets, touch of the lemon. It's really good. It's not too fishy at all, not at all. And I'm not a big fan of fishy flavors, so that is fantastic. And with the sauce, the tartar sauce is gonna be amazing. Beautiful. I'm gonna take that coleslaw. It's nice and cooled down from being in the refrigerator. Needs a little bit of garnish. Two plates. I have my buddy Ben here. He did this book that I showed a while ago. He's come over. We do a nice work day session, but I'm gonna give you a super nice one. So in America, we'd have like fried fish with tartar sauce and lemon, you know, squeeze a little bit of lemon on here. There's a little bit of capers, some pickles, hot sauce, like a buffalo style potato.
What goes into a buffalo sauce? 'Cause that's always interested me. I order it all the time, but I don't really know what goes into it. It's quite sour, right?
Ah, it's hot, spicy, so it's butter mixed with red hot. Usually Frank's red hot.
Oh.
Super good, yeah?
I really like creamy sauces. Yeah. Man, this is why I like coming to work with you. We get like an insane lunch.
Yeah, no, it's more your height. It's good though, yeah? I like to
This is incredible. Oh.
So here's the baked one. Still got that crunch. It just doesn't have the color. A little bit of the sauce.
Okay. I don't think it's like lacking any flavor.
No, it's still got the flavor. It's like the level
It's
up.
like a 9 and this is like a 10.
Because it's not fried, the breading is just a little bit dusty.
Yeah, which isn't always a bad thing.
If we want to bake it, it's worth doing. But it would be good as a sandwich.
If I wasn't on the camera, I'd lick the plate, Derek.
You can lick the plate. I'm gonna make a mess. So I'm gonna eat this. Amazing. That's all I'm gonna say. If you like this, I have a ton of other videos right here and more coming out on the regular. Yeah, this is it. This is what I'm doing. I'm just sharing what I know, which is not very much, but hope you guys enjoy it. Check out these videos here.